Well, you guys have been waiting forever, and we talked about it at CES. AMD is finally launching a new flagship card. No, it's not Navi. Everyone wanted Navi, and we unfortunately didn't get Navi. But we do have Radeon VII.
Yo, Jay, the Define R6 in white. What do you think? Define R6 in white.
Okay, it's an R6, but it's not new. In fact, it's not even all white. I mean, what's with the black front?
Really? Coming from the guy with the black and white car, black hood, black spoiler.
Okay, that's different.
It's the same.
That's not the same.
It's the exact same thing.
Not the same.
Fine, change it then.
How?
With the custom wrap from Slick Wraps, front panel, whole case, whatever you want, even custom designs.
That's right, we did do that video about the custom wrapped R6.
Choose any of their existing designs or customize your own, upload it, and they'll make it for you. See?
Wow, you really can make things custom with wraps. Now, the embargo for unboxing has just lifted, but unfortunately you guys have to wait till February 7th to see any performance reviews. I hate unboxings. I don't really like doing them, but I put out a tweet asking, do you guys care about unboxings? And about 2/3 of you were like, yes, we do. So if you don't want to watch this video, don't. And if you want to get mad at this video, get mad at the third, or the 2/3 of people who outweighed the third. Whatever, I digress. So this also is important to mention that this is not a retail package. This is not the way it ships, and that's one of my problems with these companies sending us stuff to unbox. Well, not all of the companies anyway. AMD is kind of more notorious for it than NVIDIA. NVIDIA, at least when they launch graphics cards, they come in the retail packaging. What you see is what you get. This, unfortunately, is, I don't know what the point is. I don't know what the point of sending us custom packaging is for media, because I want to experience the retail experience. I want you guys, when you get your package, to know what to expect to get. So don't expect to get what's in this box. Well, the card, yeah, you should expect to get the card. But what's inside this box is unfortunately not the way you're gonna receive it. So we got this really nice kind of a, I don't know, tire black. It's a very matte black, but it's very dark gray almost, with some polished accents here to look like the Vega logo. We got AMD Radeon VII. And that's it, there's nothing else. It kind of looks like a PlayStation like that. To me, it looks like a giant PlayStation, but anyway, you guys ready? Oh, wait, you can't see it. This works too. Oh my, oh. Okay, so you get this acrylic pedestal that's got an RGB light in it. But what's neat though is, unfortunately, it's like stuck in there. We can't get it out, can we? Well, no, when we did the Vega unboxing, they gave us like the actual chip, like separately. So you can see the way the core architecture actually is. So you can see all the extra RAM. This card has 16 gigabytes of HBM2. Significantly up from the first HBM card, which we saw with Fury, or the Fury X, which had 4 gigabytes, and then Vega having 8, right? Vega's 8, yes. And now we've doubled that to 16. Obviously, this is a card stand, so you can take your beautiful card, not put it in your system, and just display it with an RGB light that's not reflecting off of anything. It doesn't refract or anything. Nothing else in the box other than the card. There's no, yeah, there's nothing else in here. So I don't know what you guys get with the card. I don't know what power adapters or whatever that you get. So anyway, obviously they've got this completely redesigned cooler because I don't think they're copying NVIDIA. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that we've been asking for cards that have more than one fan quite often, because the blower style cooler, although I see the point of why it exists. The blower style cooler kind of takes the case out of the equation because it forces all of the air through it and out of the chassis. So it doesn't have to worry about the extra heat being dumped into the case, where the case may not have adequate airflow or adequate ventilation. And so it gets hot, which means the card slows down because the case couldn't do its job. So the blower style cooler was definitely necessary for that reason. But unfortunately, it really limited how far the cards can go. And it seems like companies like NVIDIA, and I don't know so much AMD, because I mean, AMD has always had board partner support. NVIDIA started competing directly with direct sales and stuff with their own board partners. They've had to start finding a way to sort of stay relevant in terms of cooling and stuff, because although the PCBs may not have changed a whole lot when it comes to cards from reference to the AIBs, a lot of them just put their own coolers on AIBs, which means you get better thermals and better overclocks just because the temperatures are more under control than a blower style cooler. So obviously now we've got the new design. Triple fan, because you're gonna have significantly more airflow down through the fins to keep the card as cool as possible. Now they're not calling it Vega this time around, it's just blanket statement of Radeon VII. It's interesting because Vega 64 was called 64 because it had 64 CUs, and Vega 56 had 56 CUs, so there you go. So that really makes this more or less a Vega 60, if you will, because even though it's a smaller process, it is still the same architecture of Vega. It's still Vega, and it's got 60 CUs, and it's got a higher core clock, and so the specs actually, we talked about this in the CES video, kind of stepped down slightly, but core clocks went up and all that stuff, which is why we saw improvement. So I wish I could give you guys a little bit more information than just an unboxing, but Twitter said they wanted to see it, and here it is. So I think the new cooler, I love the fact that they stayed with the brushed. So we kind of go through these cycles. Companies come out with new coolers and designs, and it's kind of like they need to stand out on a non-existent wall. Like you go into Micro Center, you go into Best Buy or wherever you buy your stuff, Fry's Electronics. There may be motherboards on the wall, but there's no GPUs sitting up there, so you don't have to stand out in a crowd. So they all come out with some of these crazy over-the-top designs, and it's just, sometimes they're extremely ugly. Like the MSI Lightning card is probably one of the most gaudy cards you can possibly buy in terms of aesthetics. I've lately been on this very minimalistic kick, kind of like with the Corsair One and its super sleek design. I really like just the brushed, rare, raw aluminum look like this. It's not even anodized black, and I'm fine with that because it's just so freaking sleek. And when Vega 64 came out, 2 years ago now, I just was beside myself in how good it looked. In fact, because of this card coming out, I've already decided we are going to be doing a raw aluminum build. Kind of like we did the gold build based on the Titan cooler, we are going to be doing an AMD build utilizing Threadripper and the new Vega 60 card, as I'm calling it, and basing all of the raw aluminum appearance that we can on there. So anyway, guys, tell me what you think down below. Unfortunately, like I can't give you temperatures, I can't give you performance. At CES, we couldn't even go into the menus and see like most of the settings and stuff because that was all super locked down. So February 7th is when you can expect to see how this bad boy performs. Now, if you can't tell by now, or you've already written a comment, this is obviously satire. I think unboxing videos like this are completely pointless, so we had a little bit of fun with it. Obviously, this is the Radeon VII. Everything we said still applies though. Just, it wasn't that one. Yeah, come in tight.
Okay, so.
And then pull out. Shut up, Brian. And if it,
A stroke on the first word? Seriously, dude?
it's always the, you're not the same Jay I subscribe to. You're not the same subscriber I jade to, so what's your point?
If Jay was a verb, what would that mean?
Technically, a fart isn't a thing. The flatulence, a fart is an action, right?
No, a fart is a noun.
Is it?
You can you fart one fart, right?
See, no wonder why people say English is dumb. Make up your mind already. Now, if you can't tell by this